Welcome back to the Flag Football Network. I'm your host, Andy O'Rourke, with Patrick McCarthy. Been a long time waiting to be back, and it's great to be back. Today, we are going to go over this week events. Patrick McCarthy, would you like to give us an overview?
A quick. Well, we will be discussing.
Time out. You do have a spider climbing right here.
I do, thank you.
Yeah, right there.
That's very. Oh wow.
Let's get a close up on that.
That's a tiny little guy.
Okay,
Okay, that's fine. We'll edit it out. So first off, we have a baseball epidemic of leaving, which is very unfortunate.
mentally weak individuals.
Mentally weak individuals. But
with the exception of Julian Mendoza, the Chad Lucas Man of the Year.
shouts out to Julian. But we will be, the league has worked on that. We have signed new players to the Flint Tropics in the hopes of balancing the rosters. But in other news, we also have a game Wednesday at lunch.
Woo-hoo! That's
Epic.
going to be exciting. We have the Flint Tropics taking on the Watsonville Riggers. It'll be a fantastic showdown. They played the preseason game. It was a pretty good game. They determined Logan Manson is not the option at quarterback for them.
Yep.
He scored lower than Andy O'Rourke in QBR. That's pathetic.
He had less touchdowns than I did.
Yes.
Which is very sad.
I love Logan, but he's rated out as the lowest rated defensive player and offensive player by Flag Football Focus. It was pitiful.
Logan, I love you. You're my friend. We'll get you in the weight room. Get you lifting. We'll work on this. It's all good.
All I gotta say is, he had more completions to the other team than he did his own team. One completion.
Yes, that's very true.
One completion on 8 attempts for 7 yards with 2 interceptions. It was a bad day. He didn't even get picked off by somebody good too. He got picked off by Diego Ramirez, who plays defensive line.
You know, he did play like Tom Brady during that rough patch in like the middle 2000s.
Yeah, it was not a good performance for Mr. Manson, and
That's all right.
definitely the biggest letdown. People were hyping him up a lot. It was a good thing it was a preseason game.
However, Joey Garibay had a very good game actually, with 1 touchdown to yours truly,
Yeah.
and decent yardage.
Yeah, it was like a 30-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
I mean, you dropped 4 other passes, but that's all right. You caught the
It's
touchdown.
okay. You know what? It's mind games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was all part of the strategy.
You know, I've been.
We'll blow 3 first downs and then we'll score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Get like Marquise Goodwin, but white and not as fast.
Yeah. We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
And I had 65 yards rushing on 11 attempts. Led the league in broken tackles. What else did we have?
Led the league in broken tackles in its only game.
Yes.
Just a
Hey.
caveat.
I don't care. I still led the league in broken tackles. Cesar Sanchez was also a bit of a letdown. I'd say the quarterback play took a step back this year.
Yeah.
Because
The running play was very good. With the 2 backs of Andy O'Rourke and also
they have another running back.
they didn't run.
So they recorded 2 rushing attempts with Jake Taylor.
Oh.
1 for negative yards, the other 1 for 10 yards. He finished the game with 8 yards rushing.
Jake Taylor winning fashion of the week with his beautiful ducky short shorts.
Oh, yes. Player of the game was Diego Ramirez. He had 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns against some blown coverage by Logan Manson. Gosh, Logan, we love you, man, but please step up the defense. God. And offense. I mean, he caught the ball well, but I would say Logan Manson was definitely our biggest loser from this week.
This week's biggest loser.
Biggest winner, definitely Diego Ramirez.
Yeah.
Really stepped up, earned himself some playing time.
Great defense, especially on me.
Honestly, that was super. Okay, no, you just dropped wide open passes.
Well, they put. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, but they also put a 300-pound football player against a 140. Not 300. He's not 300.
He's 210 on a good day. He's more like 200.
Why did I say 300 pounds?
Because he is fat.
We're gonna edit all of this out.
But yeah, so I would say week 1 was pretty entertaining. Oh my gosh. The one biggest problem we have to talk about, though, is Bobby Rigger and his camera job. He lost his job. He got fired. No, stop it.
Ethan, stop.
We can't plague the people with the camera job that we had with Bobby Rigger. It was... Do not shake the camera. Those of you who have watched the game, you saw Bobby Rigger filmed more of the puddles on the ground than the actual game. It was a pitiful performance, and the commentary.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think anybody was watching the live stream. So
we got 9 views on Twitter.
we had 9 views.
Yeah.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, so people watch us.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was a sad. The commentary was lacking too.
Commentary was lacking.
I mean, for God's sake, if you watch the stream, at one point they were talking about Devin McLeod more than the actual game.
Devin McLeod
During
didn't
Diego
play.
Ramirez's touchdown pass, where I will say he mossed me and who else was on the coverage? It was Diego Ramirez goes up, makes a spectacular play over two defenders like this, pulls it over the top, and for a touchdown. It was the best catch of the season. Unfortunately, he was out of bounds.
Yeah, Diego Ramirez, man.
But they missed that whole play to talk about how Devin McLeod was looking at the pylon.
I think under the new leadership of Bobby Rigger, the Watsonville Riggers, especially with the talent of Diego Ramirez, will do some damage in this league and might even have another shot at the championship.
Well, you know what they say, it's really tough to play football without an ACL.
Does it have to do with anything? Oh!
Well, it's just the old saying.
The old mafia saying.
Yeah. So, any other news we got to? Oh, New Orleans Saints saying,
Oh, Bounty Gate.
yeah.
Love Bounty Gate.
Yep. You see, if football had Bounty Gate, it would be a better game.
Speaking of which, this video is sponsored by Bounty Paper Towels, the official paper towels of the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah. And Superflex Seal works very well on anything you need seal, including annoying wives.
Does a lot of damage. We're just running out of money, so
Yes.
so we got sponsors.
Luckily, we were able to pay our first week's salaries, unlike the AAF. The AAF entering week 7, they have not had the weather problems that we have had.
But they're playing.
The AAF?
Yeah, that's happening.
Yeah, it's been happening for 7 weeks now. I think I might be one of the only people actually following the league.
That's actually like a real thing.
It's
like,
been a
that
real
wasn't
thing.
a joke. Okay.
Yeah, no, they've been playing. Mike Bercovici, quarterback for the San Diego Fleet. He's been awful. The best player.
Wait, why are we talking about their league?
Their league?
It's inferior.
That's a
Yeah.
good point. We got a lot of editing.
We're
to
the
do.
master league. Yeah, we got a lot of editing in this video, but it's fine. Anyway, speaking of Bobby Rigger, we also have to discuss a major tragedy in the SFFL, which we are deeming the baseball epidemic.
Exodus.
Baseball exodus.
Yes,
Baseball
it's
exodus.
kind of like back, if you were to go back to when the Jews were living in Egypt, this would be the equivalent of that. CJ Gomez is their
Why?
equivalent of Moses, and he is leading them, but it's not like a good Moses. This is like the anti-Moses. This would be like if this is like Satan's Moses coming and like, hey guys, we're gonna leave the SFFL. Why? Well, we can't get hurt. Unfortunately, none of them are good enough to really have that be a viable concern. When Chase Watkins, a Division I baseball player, one of the best athletes ever to enter St. Francis, just an absolute baller, a god amongst men, is playing football, and these guys say, we can't risk getting hurt. I'm sorry, have you guys won a game all year? I don't think they have. Really, being hurt shouldn't be a concern of theirs, more so having fun. For God's sake, it's flag football. You know how many the worst injury we have ever recorded is a butt cramp. A butt cramp. By me. I got a butt cramp walking off the field, not even in game.
Can I just say that the egregious crimes of CJ Gomez pale in comparison to the miserable actions, condemnable actions of Joseph Ramirez.
Oh yeah, bailing on his team? What is this?
A sworn team manager for the Watsonville team, and then he just walks out and decides not to play games. He
Yeah.
didn't even play in the preseason game that we had.
After saying, hey yeah guys, the Tuesday game works fandango for me. Doesn't even show up.
Yeah.
It's truly like the Watsonville Riggers, as they'll be called from here on out on this program. It was just a despicable act by their leadership. But you know, the Flint Tropics were not immune to this.
No.
By all means.
Oh.
Andy O'Rourke made the mistake of actually trusting baseball players to be men and play by drafting about 4 of them, and then all of them being like, well, we can't play on game days or days before game days.
Can I just say that
Unfortunately, baseball plays 3 days a week, so there's no day that's not a game day.
Can I just say shout out to my team manager, E.J. Kelly, for drafting no baseball players.
Yes, he made the best decision.
He drafted Vince Wolf, though, so it evens out.
I mean, that's not the equivalent of drafting a baseball player. We'll just stick. I mean, my biggest problem is trusting people that I thought had grown up and became men, but are still mentally weak.
Yeah,
E.J. Kelly only made that mistake with one person.
it's all good.
Yeah. Any other
It's all
topics
good
we
now.
got?
No, I think that's it, Andy. It was a good segment.
It was a very good segment. It felt really good to finally get that stuff off our
Yeah,
chest. I
that
know
was
it's been
good.
eating away.
That was
but
good. I'm
yeah,
glad that was
it was a good
therapeutic for
It was a good venting process.
Rest assured to all our fans, the league is doing everything we can to make a great experience for all of you.
And it's sunny out. We'll be playing soon.
We will be playing Wednesday and either Thursday or Friday. We will update you on Twitter, so
Yes,
stay
sir.
tuned for that.
Hopefully another podcast will be coming soon, depending on homework load for Patrick McCarthy.
Yes, exactly.
This has been the SFFL Network signing off.